Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Vince of Gaming. We're continuing our playthrough of Wind Waker HD, and in the last episode we made it to Dragon Roost Island, the island of the Rito tribe, the bird people. And we've just been sent on a mission to talk to the chieftain and see what he can tell us about retrieving Din's Pearl, one of the 3 sacred artifacts that will get me to the Master Sword eventually, so... Alright. Well, hopefully there's no, oh, well, there's no rupees in those. Alright, well, let me actually save real quick. Sometimes I forget to save. Sometimes I play for long hours on end and I forget to, like, hit the save button, so that's very important that I do that. Alright. Well, have you discovered the cause of the great Valoo's anger? Ah, so you are Vince, are you? Quill has told me all about you. A troubling tale indeed. I insist that you let us know if there is anything we can do to help you. We shall do everything in our power to assist you. However, in the meantime, we have a problem of our own to deal with. When you arrived on the island, did you notice the raging dragon perched atop the mountain? As you can see, we of the Rito tribe are profoundly connected to the sky. We make our livings on the airways. We do so by the graces of the sky spirit, Valoo. When a Rito reaches adulthood, he or she journeys to the top of Dragon Roost to receive a scale from the great dragon. It is the scale that resembles the Rito to grow his or her wings. Recently, however, the once gentle Valoo has grown violent and unpredictable. Sadly, we can no longer approach him. If this continues, the fledglings who are of age will never be able to receive scales from Valoo on Dragon Roost. They will remain wingless, and in time, our very way of life will be threatened. As chieftain of the Rito, my first responsibility is to solve this problem. My apologies, but I must ask you to wait for our assistance until this is done. Will you do so? Chieftain, what do you think of consulting Vince with regards to your son, Prince Kamali? As you can see, Vince is a gallant young lad. I feel certain that Prince Kamali would open his heart to him and speak freely of his fears and worries. That may be. Honestly, I don't like Prince Kamali. He's like a bit of like a idiot in this part of the game. Let me be direct, my son. Kamali is one of age to earn his wings. Yet he is weak. In some ways, and in light of the current situation, he may just give up on ever getting them. What say you? Will you share some of your courage with my son? Will you meet with my son? Of course I will. I thank you. We shall do our best to solve our problem as quickly as possible, so that we may better help you with yours. I have something I wish for you to give to my son. A young girl named Medley is holding it for me. Would you find her and take it? I am counting on you. Here, Vince, take this with you. Who knows, it may come in handy. Yeah, this will come in handy. This delivery bag will pretty much hold like letters or like deeds that I might need to send to other people later on in the game. Alright, so I have to find Medley, who will then tell me more about Prince Kamali and how he's doing. Yeah, no, Link has been through so much at this point. Yeah, he could give Kamali a pointer or two. That would be very useful. Wow, you really do have green clothes and a strange-shaped hat. You're Vince, aren't you? Oh, me. I'm an attendant to the Great Sky Spirit, Valoo. My name is Medley. Well, to tell the truth, I'm not an attendant quite yet. I'm actually still studying to be one. Of what am I thinking? Here, this is from the chieftain. Vince, he wants you to give this directly to Prince Kamali. Alright, so this is pretty much what his father... It's kind of sad that his father can't really talk to his own son about it. He just has to, like, write it out and just give it to him. The room way in the back on the first floor is Prince Kamali's room. You have to go down a couple steps to get there. When you meet Prince Kamali, please don't get offended by his manner. He has no bad intentions, I promise. By the way, listen, Vince. I have a small favor I'd like to ask of you. Could you please come to the entrance of Dragon Roost Cavern later? I'll explain everything then. Yeah, you bet I will. Alright, so let's go find Prince Kamali. Yeah, Prince Kamali is pretty angsty. Like, he's like, ugh, like, I don't want to be here type of guy. Like, But you have to snap him out of that somehow. And he has Din's Pearl too, so it's like he pretty much plays with it like it's a toy. What are these? I never realized this. These are like ducks, or these are like birds of some kind. Like, this is weird. I never noticed that. Alright, let me pull out the letter. A letter? For my father? I'm gonna give him like a high-pitched nasally voice, because that's just what I feel like doing. Oh sure, telling me to be brave is easy enough for him. It's not like he's the one who went through that horrible experience. It's not like he still has to get a scale from Valoo. You're in this letter too, you know. Poking your nose in other people's business? You're nosy, aren't you? Sorry, but I really don't feel like going to see Valoo right now. I mean, how am I supposed to get a scale from him when he's so upset? What? Are you trying to say that you can calm Valoo down? Psst, that's such a big fat lie. It's easy to say you can't do anything. Bragging doesn't cost a thing. I'll tell you what, if you can find me someone who can get past all the obstacles on Dragon Roost to get to Valoo, then I'll listen to anything you say. Man, he has some sass. If I was ever like that when I was a kid, my mom and dad would have put me in place faster than you could snap your fingers. Yikes. He's like a spoiled brat almost. Alright, so I have to meet Medley. I think it's... No, that's... I might be here. I always get this confused. Let's see where this... Okay, yeah, it's right here. Alright. Let's see what Medley wants. Hey, you actually came. I'm really sorry for bringing you to such a dangerous place. I had to. I wouldn't have asked if I didn't need help desperately. You see this place? There used to be a spring here, surrounded by a beautiful pond. It was peaceful and lovely. But then the great Valoo, he became so angry and... In his rage, he shook the mountain and this boulder crashed down, plugging the spring. You can see the result. Oh, but where's my mind? Tell me, how is Prince Kamali? Oh, that doesn't sound right, not at all. I mean, partially to blame for the bad turn that Prince Kamali's taken. I see, Princess Kamali's grandmother was the great Valoo's former attendant. She was an amazing woman. I was honored to have her as my teacher. She was kind and brave and unsurpassed in her dealings with the great Valoo. I'm not yet worthy of being mentioned in the same breath as her. If only I'd possessed some of her strength, I'm sure Prince Kamali would have felt more secure. Vince, I'm sorry to ask this, but I need your help. I want to go to the small shrine that's near the peak of Dragon Roost, but that ledge over there is so high. If I could get some wind under my wings, I'm sure I could get up there. So, will you help me? Yep. Whew, thank you so much. Okay, pick me up. Then face the ledge and toss me. The atmospheric currents are really messed up, so pay close attention to the direction of the wind. Alright, I'm ready. Don't hold back now. Throw me as hard as you can. This would be really fun. If I was a bird person, this would be a fun activity to try doing just because you're like bored outside. Alright. I have to wait until the wind faces north. Alright. There we go. Oh, thank you. I think now I'll be able to climb Dragon Roost and meet with the great Valoo. Don't worry, I'll be fine. I may just be an apprentice attendant, but I can understand some of the great Valoo's language. I'm not exactly bursting with confidence, but... Look, if anything happens to me, please look after Prince Kamali. This is all I have to give you. I know it's not much, but please take it. Alright, let's see what she gives us. Alright, it's an empty bottle. Yeah, no, these bottles are really important. You can store fairies, potions, soup. You can get up to 4 bottles in this game. I know where to find... I think I know where to find all of them. I'm not really sure. Alright, so I have to find a way to unplug the spring so that all the water can rush up again. So I have to take out my bottle and get some of that spring water. I don't know if you guys have ever had mountain spring water, but I don't know why I don't like drinking it. It's so nasty. Like it tastes natural. I mean, and it's supposed to taste natural because it's spring water. But I don't know. I don't like it. Like, it tastes very, like, it tastes weird. Like, it's crazy how, like, some water brands taste different than others. Alright, so let's unplug this rock. There we go. Man, timing is critical to bomb stuff in this game, I find. It's either you get it right or you don't. Alright, we're getting somewhere now. We're making progress. This pond always reminded me of like a hot tub or something. Even though it looks nothing like a hot tub. Apologize for the interruption there. But like what I was saying before, like I've only been in a hot tub once, and it was so like uncomfortable, like I couldn't stand it. But I know a lot of people love getting in hot tubs or like jacuzzis or something. All right, so I have. Man, I'm only getting 1 rupees. I always suck at this timing this right. There we go. Alright, this one's a bit more tougher to time. And I don't want to fall in the lava because then I'll have to start all over again. There we go. Okay. Alright, time for our first dungeon of the game. The Dragon Roost Cavern. Honestly, I had this GameCube game. It's called like the GameCube demo preview disc, where they have like a bunch of GameCube games of like the day, and they have them all loaded up onto one disc. And there's like a selection screen where you can like play demos of different games, and I remember seeing Wind Waker on there, where you could play 20 minutes of different locations like the Forsaken Fortress, Windfall Island, or the Dragon Roost Cavern right now. So it definitely takes me back, because you're like on a timer in that demo. You're only given 20 minutes to complete a section. But that was so long ago. Alright, so I mentioned this earlier when oh, no. Okay, oof, I got it. Alright, so these joy pendants are very, very, very important to collect, because you will need them later on in the game. So if you're a first timer playing this game, I would highly, highly recommend collecting them. And I'll actually show you a really cool way of collecting them so that you have enough by the time you're supposed to have the certain amount. And I'll explain that more with time, but for right now, I just wanted to let you guys know, because I just saw the joy pendant and I'm like, oh, okay, and I finally now remembered what I was going to say earlier when I was sailing on the Great Sea. Alright, so this might be the key or joy pendant. Alright, it's a key. Alright. Actually, let me save. I'm like paranoid. I don't know why. I feel like something bad's going to happen on my end. So that's why I like to save every now and then. I should probably get into the habit of doing that. Alright. Just gonna make sure I don't miss anything here. Oh, come on. Up there. There's nothing in there. So yeah, this dungeon is... I mean, obviously, because it's the first dungeon, it's the most easiest in the game. Because after this, the dungeons get more complex. I guess the only big downside to this dungeon is, like, falling into the fire by accident. Excuse me. Because sometimes sometimes you might make really bad jumps, and you might fall into the fire, and it's, like, really annoying, because then you have to get sent all the way back to where you were before. And the bats don't make it any better. The bats just make it more, like, annoying. Let me get rid of this big rock right here. Alright. So let me... Oh yeah, and these water jugs right here make a pathway So this is the only way you can actually get past lava in this dungeon. Well, actually, there's like another way you can, but I don't. That'll come later. All right, let's see what we get. All right, we got the dungeon map. Don't really need. I don't think I'm gonna really need it because I know this dungeon by heart. But we'll do. All right. Oh, this is where we get introduced to these guys, the choo-choos. These guys are really annoying. Oh my gosh. Huh, he didn't drop any of his choo-choo jelly. Like, choo-choo jellies are like these tear-shaped items you can get in your monster bag. But I don't really know what you use them for in this game. I don't think they're really useful towards anything. But I still like to collect every now and then. Alright, another joy pendant. Yeah, joy pendants are probably the only thing in this game where you might want to like collect a lot of them. Alright. These choo-choo jellies, oh my gosh. They're so annoying. Alright, finally they dropped one of their jelly. Yeah, there's like different colored choo-choos throughout the entire game. Some of them are red, blue, green, yellow. The yellow ones are like the most annoying. They're like the ones filled with electricity, I think. Alright. Got a small key. I love how this whole section right here is like a one big giant circle. Like it's like it's almost like a circuit kind of. Like you're going back to the same place you started, but you have like more stuff now. I always thought that was a nice touch. Okay. Honestly, this is the only part in the game where I always forget to come back to, this portion right here. But on that side of the pit over there, there's like, I think it's just like a treasure chart, like a meaningless treasure chart. And I don't really need it to complete the game or anything, so I don't really worry about it. I guess another thing I should mention too, once I'm done defeating these guys, is that I don't plan on doing a 100% playthrough of this game, because I've never gotten everything in this game. I just like to play games and just have fun, you know? I know that some people can get very picky about this, you know, how you go about playing games, but I think as long as you're having fun playing a game, that's all that really matters, you know? As long as you're having fun, games can be fun. People seem to forget that all the time. Alright. Let's see where this is. Alright. We're already 1/3 of the way done with this dungeon.